Wow, the purple ice plant is blooming for the first time since I've gotten cuttings from Susan, and it is just gorgeous. Isn't he just the cutest thing? Oh, he's just so cute. This is an old couch in the garden, and it belongs to him. He just loves his couch. What a good boy. What a good boy. You like the couch, huh? He's a good boy. Oh, he's zonked out. Shh. Look at how pretty the cauliflower is. I even got a little girl working on it. This cauliflower was just a wee teeny little thing. So I decided instead of harvesting it, we'd have it for the bees and see if I could gather some seeds. And then just look at the collards. The collards are absolutely going berserk. And of course, they're loving on that too. Happy bees. This is cool. This is one of my buckwheats, the red buckwheat from Baker's Creek. They're dry, but I gotta go. I really need to water the garden. I've got to figure something out so that things can get watered while I'm not home. I've got to go do some hive inspections. Yeah, everything's dry. Everything wants some water. Oh, look at all. Yeah, you're all yellow. Eggplant. Everybody says, give me a drink. I'll get you all the drink as soon as I get home. Oh, I gotta get more water on the blackberry too. Look at all the baby blackberries coming. So exciting. Look at them all, cuties. Ah, needs more water. It's oh so fun to watch bees just rolling around in the pollen. Oh, I can't get anything done lately. I got another swarm I gotta put somewhere. I had already found one of the queens or virgins that's in it, but that apparently wasn't the one they're following. There is another one in the group. Okay, I will come back and check on them. I found another queen or virgin, whatever they are. Very small, probably virgins. Anyway, so I put one in each of these 4-frame nuke boxes, and I'm just waiting to see if that settles the activity down. And if not, then I'll have to come back out again. So I'll set a timer for about an hour and come see what they're doing. I'm not coming near you. I'm staying way back. I'm just looking. What a cute little chickie you have. We haven't had chicks on the homestead for almost 3 years. And actually, the hen right there is the last chicks we raised. And she's got a baby. Well, we don't know if it's hers or not, but she's been sharing eggs. Oh, I know. I gotta set up a spot for you guys. A little bit better spot. Yeah, I will. I will. I'm out in the garden, of course, and check out the loofah flowers are being pollinated by some very happy friends. Oh, look at them. They're just so happy. Almost every flower has got bees on them. I should have put in more loofahs. Wow. I had a couple others, but they didn't make it. And just as a record, a friend of mine, Amanda, started these seeds for me on January 10th. And it is, around May 8th, I believe. And the loofahs are pretty happy. I mean, just look at the size of that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're getting some high winds, so it's kind of tearing up some things, but and the loofah's almost going up into the tree now, which is something that I really am hoping for. Oh, Cheryl came over the other day and we put in some other plants. We got coral salvia that I picked up from Hunt and Gather down in Arivaca. Already in, we had Vitex that a friend of mine gifted me. It was like a pup off of his tree. And then we have all this beautiful, I hope one's blooming, one is blooming, beautiful purple ice plant. And I'm not quite sure what the species of it is, but the bees absolutely love ice plants. And this was also, cuttings were a gift, as well as these yellow ones. These, so the purple and yellow came from Susan and Dave. And look at, we already have a little girl out here this morning. Just busy, busy, busy bees. In this container, we put in 3 Armenian cucumbers with hopes that they'll grow up and over the tree. And then just shoved here and there because I had so many extra seedlings this year. We got some red okra or burgundy okra and some Clemson spineless and some other things here. I forget what the name of these are. I think that's a royal salvia. I'm not sure. I've got to check back. I should have grabbed all my notes when I was doing this. In fact, I will. Hold on. Wait just 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. So yes, that is a Victoria salvia. And then we put in a Marguerite daisy. And here and there, just extra seedlings again. Little squash that looks like it's suffering. Everybody wants water. Right now I'm trying to fill my water tanks. This is gorgeous. This here, right here, is a Mexican orchid that I got from Desert Survivors here in Tucson. There's a struggling lavender plant that was bought in clearance. Yeah, I'm a clearance sales sucker. I want to put sunrose and other trailing succulent type plants in these 2 planters. So I have to look for that. And I got to look for my marbles because Cheryl had a really cute idea of adding marbles and the water in there. That's just an extra water feature for the bees and the butterflies. This here is Greg's Blue Mist, and as you can see, we do have a few pollinators on it, a couple of the native bee species. We have some Perry's penstemon, a few more okras. This one here, it's gorgeous. I think the flowers are absolutely beautiful. Look at, those just make me so happy. I love them. And because I can't say the name, I'm just gonna show you here. That is what it was. And again, that's another clearance sale item, which I'm thrilled about. And then we have a mallow. That's the Louis Malo. My artichokes did not transplant very happily. I keep watering them and they're just not doing well. They did not. I had to break them apart. There was like 4 or 5 together in the same pot, and they're over a year old and they're just struggling. They're not very happy. I need to fix that. I shoved a few more squashes in here. Another Vitex from the same friend that gave me the other one. This is another pop off his tree. And a few pepper plants surrounding a sage. And I can't remember the exact name of that sage. But this is one new area in the garden. On the other side of the path, there is a buckwheat, a Baja fairy duster, a little pocket of alfalfa. And I actually did that on the other side as well. I just didn't show it. You might have noticed it, but I didn't point it out. Some more ice plants, wild California poppy. This is our horehound, calendula. And these are, okay, right in there, the little feathery looking plant is a Mexican bird of paradise. And then we have some different types of sunflowers. That came in a packet from the Native Seed Search. And then those 2 in the back, I believe, are tiger sunflower. And the 2 in the front are Hopi sunflower. So that'll be fun to kind of see them all together, hopefully. And then we have one native fairy duster, or also called wahia. And then we got these beautiful pink ice plants that I got at a clearance rack last year. And I just, those pink ones are just gorgeous. One of the gardening ways that has been really working for me lately, and I know these just don't look too good, but they were literally dying in their little teeny pots they were in. And one of the watering ways is to actually fill the basin with water and then allow a wicking to happen. So I'm hoping that this is going to recover. These plants were in way too small. I just didn't have any spot for them. But here is a sample of how, like, that loofah right there is the same age as the one I showed with the bees. And the one with the bees actually has a water wicking system on it. So these are just experiments that I'm running here, and unlike in many other places where people say, oh, you plant it, it will grow. That doesn't happen here in southern Arizona. You have to care for it. You have to, it's a scary thing. There's so many things that want to eat our plants. There's so many issues with watering. Like, here's another thing that I've got going on. I've got an heirloom tomato, and this is a lychee tomato, which has got some really beautiful flowers. Almost looks like it's like, you know, a member of the nightshade. Owie! And one thing, if you don't know about it, is that this plant, a lychee, I think it's L-I-C-H-I tomato, it's got pickers. Yeah, lots of pickers on the leaves, pickers on the stems. It's a pretty weird plant. I can't wait to see how the fruit does. Okay, I think it's probably getting to be the end of days for my rat's tail radish. I have been coming out here and eating on this every day, probably for, well over a month. I really couldn't even tell you. I need to document that a little bit better when I start consuming these. And now I'm going to, this is an heirloom variety, so now I'm going to start doing seed saving. That's easier said. And then I've got one kale here left. I'm not sure how bitter it is, but that kind of like survived a bird. This was a kale bed, and a bird came in and wiped them all out. So then I replanted it with some of the rat's tail radish, and then this one kale survived, kind of like hidden in this corner. So it's going to be time to replant this area here pretty soon. Okay, and one more little garden tour. We have thread tea, or Native American thread tea, or Hopi tea, or Navajo tea. I'm not quite sure what it's called exactly, but as you can tell, the bees absolutely love it. They're gathering pollen off of it. There's multiple heads have bees on it, and what we do is we actually make tea off of it. We can dry the threads. That's why it's called thread. So yeah, this is one of my things for my tea gardens. Then we have some wild or volunteer garlic chives come up. Some of our irises, more irises, a chiltepine over in the corner, some really struggling spruce cone cholla, and then a sedum. Need to come add more water. I got a little gardenia, again in the water plant. Multiple types of corn, sunchokes, the volunteer dill, some asparagus, more sunchokes. That's the japonica or japonica corn over there. It's not quite as variegated in the leaf as I was hoping for. We'll go closer and check that out in here in a second. The gorgeous red in the garden bed is Hopi amaranth. And then we have some more okra, sunchokes, some stock that's going to seed. Although that stock is still doing wonderful. And I guess some more okras, some different sunflowers here, big gigantic sunflower, another volunteer dill, which I can actually harvest the head on here pretty soon, and quite a few broccolis going to seed. Look at all the beautiful, this is my little sunflower garden, or strawberry garden. Ooh, look at that. What is this? Oh, I think I should take that. I know it's not quite ready yet, but right now, the birds. I'm gonna eat that right now. I can't help myself. I'm going to plant or put in some of the red rock that somebody suggested, or Cheryl actually suggested, painting some red rocks so that the birds whack their beaks on the red rocks and then they get deterred from eating the sunflowers or strawberries. Dang, I want to keep calling them sunflowers. But anyway, look at all of those over there. All those beautiful strawberries coming in. And then look at the runners that these are throwing off. This is like some more. That one's not quite. I'm not gonna quit. I am desperate for strawberries, but I'm not gonna steal that one yet. I'm gonna kind of hide it from the birds. But look at the beautiful runners that are being thrown off. And I really, for Arizona, for southern Arizona, I love this type of strawberry. Friend of mine, Amanda, gave me pups off of her plants, and my plants are now just going absolutely berserk, and hers are just beautiful. And these are Seascape strawberries. So if you're in southern Arizona, you want to put strawberries in, we highly recommend Seascape. And then up over there, these two girls up there, those are volunteer cilantro.